Good afternoon on what is a very mild, bright, occasionally breezy day. It is Wednesday, the 29th of December. I am back in the reading nook with a cat who is not ours, and of course a nice hot cup of tea, and a towering stack of parcels to unbox, which I'm going to start on now. Now I've got a really big one up there which I really want to unbox, but I'm not going to. I'm going to start on some of the smaller ones, and the next one I'm going to do is this, and this is definitely a book. Nice wrapping paper. So let's find out what it is. See if I can get my. Oh, it's partially open because it's such good paper that it has. Partially. There we go. Take that off, and now I can box it properly. And what I've got is this. This is the Dark Crystal adventure game. This is published by River Horse Games, who I have looked at their Labyrinth role-playing game before. If you've not seen that, it's really very good, really lovely little artifact and book on its own. And when you open up the book, you have got dice in there, in an insert. I'm wondering whether they've got it in here. And the other thing about it is that it's as a role-playing game, it's a cross between a role-playing game and a dungeon or adventure, because every location in the labyrinth is given a 2-page spread. And apart from the beginning and end scenes, you actually just randomly go through the locations. So you could play through that multiple times and not hit the same locations. So I don't know what this is like, but that's a really nice piece of design. So let's have a look. The Dark Crystal, another world, another time in the Age of Resistance. This is the Dark Crystal adventure game. In these pages, you will find everything you need to create girlfriend characters with your friends and venture into the amazing and unique world of Thra. High-quality cloth-bound hardback with 3 ribbons to help you keep track. Easy to learn rules, perfect for the first-time player. Massive 200-page adventure for you to explore with your friends. Fold-out scenes for epic locations from Dark Crystal lore. Handy double-sided reference bookmark and a map of Thra. Illustrations by Brian Froud, Chris Cesar, and Iris Compier. Sorry, glasses. I'm really interested to see what this is like. So there we go. There's the front again, and then there is the back, so you can actually see what's in there before I open it properly. So really looking forward to actually just finding it. Let's see if I can grab the knife from behind me. Should have placed that in a better position. It's a bit wet, but hopefully. Okay, let's pick this up without plastic that's broken. There we go. There we go. It's coming off now. Now I'm actually quite a fan of the River Horse Games role-playing products. Believe it or not, I actually like the Lands of Equestria My Little Pony role-playing game, because it's a really clever design, and I have run it and had fun running it, even though by no means am I a brony. But it's a really clever piece of design. It's pitched at the right audience. The adventure is fine. What you play, you play ponies and everything. You need everything is necessary in there to play. So let's have a look inside. So we open up. We've got the nice little. There's something on the inside cover. So let's have a look at that first, shall we? Let's take that off so I can show you that. So. That's all right. Let's just check to see. So, okay, that's fine. up there. Sorry. Okay, so what we've got on the inside is a map of Thera, and then we have a guide to the regions there, and the page numbers for that, and then on the inside, region scenes and travelling. So there's a little quick guide for getting around, and at the bottom there's a darkened regions. So one of the darkened regions, throughout the game, regions may become darkened. Whenever a PC uses a Valaria trait in the darkened region, or a location in the darkened region, there's a 1 in 6 chance they will take damage as they surrender some small part of their essence. Okay, so yeah, there's also a bit of a advertising more products. You've got a Dark Crystal puzzle, Dark Crystal board game, and then of course the Labyrinth game, which I thoroughly recommend you find if you can. So, when you take the cover off, you've got a really nice embossed cover there on the back. Oh, sorry, that's on the back. That's really nice. And open up that map again, and inside the artwork there, and then there's that contents page, and then we get into getting started. What's an adventure game? But let's see what it says on the back. Have a look at that. Sorry, he's distracting me. That's my excuse. So we've got an explanation of what basically started from getting started. What's an explanation of what an adventure game is, and what you need. This doesn't come with the dice as the Labyrinth does, because essentially you need a full set of polyhedral dice. Don't think you need D20, but essentially a D4 up to 4-sided dice, up to a 12-sided die, and then that's everything you need. Here's the character sheet, and you've got a GM sheet. And essentially, I'll show you this to you. Basically, just as the characters have character sheets, the player playing as the GM will need a GM sheet to keep track of non-player characters, NPCs, the spiral calendar, and special notes. And there are several of these, but what we've got here is there's the standard character sheet, and then we've got that spiral, their map, which I'm presuming is some kind of time reverse for the play of the game towards the end. Then we've actually got essentially a guide to be a game master. Which is step 1, relax. Step 2, the rules. Step 3, read ahead. Step 4, characters. Step 5, adventure. We go into character creation. Again, really lovely illustrations there. Sorry, getting blown around with my hair. And we have your clan. So multiple clans there, a lot of options for your character. Then your skills and your flaws, and essentially all very fairly simple, but just a few pages. That bring everything together, and it says essentially step 5, the summons. The first scene of the game takes place in the Mystic Valley, to the north of the Spiriton Plains. Each of your characters has travelled to the valley at the request of a prophecy they may or may not be aware of. Choose how your character is summoned from the list on the next page, or roll a d12. There we go. So essentially what you've got is the automatic essentially campaign starter flat, and then playing the game, testing difficulty, essentially fairly simple. Roll a die, add your skill, go for it. That's about it, really. Difficulties ranging from 1 to 10 plus, 10 playing impossible. and then basically depending on the level of skill which they can be trained, specialised or mastered, then you get sort of like varying degrees, +1, 2 or 3 to the roll. That's simple. And then basically combat, fighting, marksmanship, all done there. I mean, literally, what I really like is here's the rules of combat, but on a 2-page spread. And really, okay. So playing the game is really that. So look, if you include experience points, there we go, that. In a book that's that thick. Really, really light. Really easy to pick up. Then we've got tips for the player tips as well, which cover be creative, wait your turn, failing is fun, death, work together, and point against other competition. And then we're really on to the GM section. So that's it, they're all done. That's for the players, that's it. So nice and simple, kept short, get your players involved, and we get into GM tips, such as combat is dangerous, you are their eyes, games are fun, don't read aloud, run with mistakes. And then we have the world of Thra, basically being able to explain the world and so on and everything about it, such as including the Skeksis and the Mystics. No, as I said, I'm really interested to dig into this because I'm interested in the world. I'm personally not a fan of the films as such. The original film, I saw it when I was 15, and I was a bit disappointed. And I know that the film has its fans, and I'm not detracting from that by any means. Definitely. Actually, it's a fantasy worth exploring, whether and enjoying if you like that sort of thing. So we also have basically fold-out sections there as well. So they almost sneak up on you, going, "Why is this page just a bit longer than you?" Or basically, "Why is this section a bit thicker than you expected?" But anyway. Where that's going to sit, I don't know. And there are several of these throughout, and it's covering things like City of Hurrah. You've got 3 bookmarks. They're all very nicely done. And more of these fold-outs. I'm not going to fold them all out. So a big section on elements of the world like crystals, skimmers, Chair of the Desert, Circle of Suns. So there's a huge amount, quite a wide place beyond merely the film, which you can go and explore. And then so quite a lot in here. So we'll cut to at the end. Essentially, these are locations that the players can explore as you go along, and we get down to the end. We've got the final bit, Return to Thra, and into the finale, which may go against. Basically, the players can fail, and we get to the toolkit at the back for the GM. Even more content for the GM. So we have pre-written gear. Creatures of Thra, again with fantastic illustrations. It's a really lovely looking book. Including, of course, for fans of the film, there's a fist gig there. There we go. And we've got a gallery. Nice inclusion of gallery at the back there. Essentially, So if you're even just a fan of the films, you know, then the Netflix series, essentially it's Netflix films, then of course, you know, pick this up because it's a lovely little source book as well. So there we go. And lastly, we have Jim, Kira and Fizgig from the film. And before we have that, we have the map, and we've got a sample, basically a little bookmark to help you with the tests and hand experience again. So the rules are really simple if they can fit it onto just a bookmark, really easy. And that sits just in a little pocket at the end of the game. So really really nicely done utility element, which, okay, they could have just put this into the book, but they didn't. They included somewhere to store it. That's a really nice touch. Fantastic. Anyway, that is essentially the Dark Crystal Adventure game, which is one of my Christmas presents. So I want to thank Neve for that. I do appreciate that. I'm really looking forward to reading that and giving that a review. Thank you, Neve. Very kind of you. But yeah, Dark Crystal for River Horse Games. I look forward to giving that a good read and a review sometime in 2022. Right, well, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing here in the Nook. If you have, please do click that like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I appreciate you posting those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings from the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a parcel or two and a book or game which I will unbox and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea and sometimes a cat who is not ours, then please do click that subscribe button. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.